There are 5 common things that a lot of business owners have a tendency to fall into, and I wanted to cover those 5 things and then try to elaborate on them. Technical tendencies. Anybody understand that? Technical tendencies? There's a lot of ways you can become an owner of a business. You can start your own business, right, from scratch. You could be a great plumber, right? And over a period of time, people start to pretty much mention, you're really good at that. You might want to open your own business. And you say, that sounds like a good idea. I am a great plumber. So I open my own business, now I'm a great plumber, right? So now, because I'm a great plumber and I've opened my own business, I'm now an owner, right, of my own business. But that does not necessarily mean I'm equipped to run the business of a plumbing service, correct? That happens to a lot of people. And what they do is they take their technical tendency, which is to be a plumber, into their business of plumbing, and they really want to focus on what? Doing the plumbing, right? And when you're actually an owner of a business, you have to think in terms of being a CEO, Chief Executive Officer. And that's a totally different skill set from being an owner. And what do you associate with a CEO versus an owner? The qualifications of being a CEO are a lot different from being an owner. First of all, Chief Executive Officer has to provide direction, vision, leadership, a lot of qualities. To be an owner, you could have bought the business, now you're an owner. You could have just decided to go down and file some papers, and now you're an owner. You could have acquired it from a family, now you're an owner. A lot of times, business owners have a tendency to confuse busyness with accomplishment, right? Just because you're doing things, you kind of feel like you're making way, you're accomplishing something, which is really not the case. There's effectiveness and there's efficiency. A lot of times people have a tendency to work on being efficient. You know, they want to be good at what they're doing. As a CEO, you want to think in terms of being more strategic and being more effective. So what I decided to do was just take a look at only 3 items, top 3 priority items each day. Identify my top 3 each day that I want to accomplish. And the key is when you define those 3 items, you have to have something to reference, right? So I try to relate them to my business plan, my 3 to 5 year business plan. So if I know what my 3 to 5 year business plan is, then I make sure that the top 3 items that I work on each day directly relate and support my plan for 3 years. Ineffective leadership and delegation, that's the 3rd thing. I thought that being the owner meant being in charge of everything, being the boss, have my hands on every area, and everyone had to basically come to me if they really wanted to make a decision. Instead of taking the time to delegate, which may require being proactive, because now you have to train someone, and before you train someone, you really should have systems in place, policies, procedures, expectations for this individual. Then once you do that, then you can train them, then they have a level of expectation, and then you can delegate to them. But all those things have to take place before you delegate to them, right? And those are proactive type things. So most small to medium-sized business owners have a tendency to say, that takes too long. I'll do it myself. I'm better at it anyway, right? That might work the first year, right? Maybe the first year and a half, but as your business starts to grow, as you start to grow, you're gonna need to have systems in place. You're gonna need to take the time to train other people, to get them familiar with your service, your product, your processes, your systems that are in place. Always begin with the end in mind, and I'm making reference to a business. The ultimate goal of owning a business should be to ultimately what? Sell it. No one wants to buy you, first of all. Whenever someone's interested in buying a business, the first thing they want to do is get rid of who? The management, the president, the owners, anybody upper level is usually out, right? What they really are interested in is buying what? A system that's in place, that's repeatable and that's functional. And the last item that I wanted to talk about was growing business complexity. Hopefully all businesses will grow. So a lot of things that we were able to get away with, maybe in the first year or the first 2 years of business, we won't be able to get away with later. So as our business starts to grow, we really have to take on the mindset of a CEO, because the mindset of a CEO is a mindset of leadership, because leadership allows you to get other people involved in your business. Because as a business owner, without a doubt, we all have to be leaders, right? We have to be leaders for the people that report to us, for the people that don't report to us, to our alliances, to our friends, right? We have to demonstrate excellent communication skills, interpersonal communication skills, leadership skills. It's very, very critical to become a leader as you're growing your business.